YouTube, it's Mama Doe Dawn. I'm a single mom to a little 2-year-old girl. I look a little tired today because Charlotte was up pretty much the entire night last night. She is still sleeping currently. It's early in the morning, and I decided to sit down and make this video today because it's something that's kind of been weighing on my mind, and I feel it's something that a lot of people nowadays relate to, and that is the fact that having a child with someone who you are now divorced from or separated from is difficult in and of itself, but when you throw in the holiday season, it can definitely add some extra stressors. And as someone who's been co-parenting since my daughter was born, and I feel like the first couple of years maybe it wasn't super successful, but now it's kind of gotten into the rhythm and we're doing okay with it. I felt like I was an okay person to sit down and talk about this today. So I wanted to talk about how to stress less when your child has 2 Christmases. So the first tip is a pretty obvious one, and that is to have open communication with the other family. That doesn't just mean the other parent, that means the other extended family as well, because most likely your child is going to be seeing grandparents and aunts and uncles and cousins during this time. It's just a time when families naturally get together, and I would hope that your significant other would want their child involved in those kinds of things. So if they are, try to have open communication with everyone. The thing obviously to communicate is gift plans. Let them know what you've gotten for your kid, give them clothing sizes, give them interests, give them gift ideas. It's just a way to make sure that everything kind of remains fluid and that someone isn't getting the same thing that you're getting. Someone feels involved and comfortable and knows that what they got your child can actually use. They're not getting the wrong size clothing. They're not getting something you already got them. They're not getting something the child isn't interested in. So just having that open communication, especially if you're the primary parent, can really just help everything all around go smoothly. Communicating with them, you're also should be talking about if you guys do Santa Claus, who is doing Santa, especially if you have like an on and off again. You have them one year for Christmas, they have them the other year. Keeping kind of that tradition going is usually really important. It's really important to me. I loved Santa as a kid, and I want my child to grow up with that experience. So even though she is going to be spending Christmas this year with her dad's side of the family, I do want her to experience Santa there, for Santa to come on Christmas morning. So it was really important to me that I communicated that to them, so she does get to have that experience, and that is something that they are following through with. Thing to talk about is just traditions in general, what you do with your child and what they do with the child. Are there any kind of boundaries you want to set? One thing for me is I don't really like my child to be around a lot of drinking of alcohol. So I communicate that to her dad's side of the family, and they have been really respectful of that, and they are the type of family who likes to sit down and have a drink and experience that on Christmas Day, and I don't mind that. I just don't want it to get excessive or crazy around my kiddo. So that is something I've stressed, and that is something they respect because they know that's a boundary I've set in place for the benefit of my child. It's not like I'm just trying to like ruin their Christmas and be like, don't get drunk. It's more like I don't want that to be something that's normalized for my kiddo. My kiddo, she woke up. Another thing to think about in terms of traditions is how you would like to split them. I do talk about this with her dad in terms of kind of what I want to do with my child and what he wants to do with his child. And honestly, most of the time I'm communicating with his mom, her Nana, because she is the person who really loves holidays like me, and she has a lot of traditions she wants to share with her grandkid. So I do communicate with her like, here are things that you can do, and here's things I want to do. Like her Nana does the Christmas stocking. We have a stocking, but it's not done like Nana's. Nana is the person who goes all out, has a special stocking for her. Her Nana gets her a special ornament every single year. So there are some things her Nana does that are really important to her Nana, and I recognize that I don't need to be the bringer of 100% of the traditions in my kiddo's life, and allowing her to have those experiences with other people is really good for her and the other person and for me, because it takes some like responsibility off of my shoulders during the holiday season. So just communicating what traditions we want to split and how can make Christmas easier for everyone. Next tip is one that I've been mentioning this entire time, but it's to involve extended family. A lot of people, for some reason, I see when families get split, when there's a divorce, they just expect the other parent to kind of pick up the slack and make sure that that child is still involved with aunts and uncles and grandparents on that side of the family. And I just don't feel like if you're the primary provider for that child, if you're the primary parent, you have most of the custody, it's your responsibility to make sure that your child has contact with everyone in the family, not the person who gets to see them, you know, one day a week or even less than that. Really make sure to reach out and to make sure that her extended side of the family gets to see her. Actually, a part of our custody agreement is that I take her to Kentucky. I currently live in Illinois, but on our custody agreement, I take her to Kentucky every single Christmas break so that her extended side of the family can see her. So that is something that's like already written into our custody agreement, but I actually put that there because I wanted to stress the importance of her not just having like shared custody with her dad, but shared experiences with her dad's entire side of the family. Christmas can be expensive. There's like no doubt about that. And when you have multiple families that you're buying for, split families, and you're a single income household, it can be really difficult. So what I do for people now, I used to buy gifts and I was like, this is insane. I don't have a budget for this. So now what we do is we do affordable gifts that come from my child. First of all, she's old enough now to be able to be involved in that. So we make things for people. A lot of handmade ornaments is something that is given out a lot, and it's something you can do really affordably. You can buy kits for these for like $10 at Hobby Lobby, where you can make 4, 5, 10 different ornaments. You can also do like holiday photos in a nice frame, or holiday photos as an ornament. I see that. There is a bird outside. Or you can do like food. You can have your child make food. I go and I buy like those cookie tins, holiday cookie tins from Goodwill, empty ones. They're like 40 cents. And then we fill them with our own cookies that we make. And total, it's probably like a $3 investment for each person. I think one of the hardest parts of having 2 Christmases as a single parent where the child is going to another Christmas is the experience of FOMO, fear of missing out. I definitely have FOMO, and it is a difficult thing to step back and realize your child is going to have special memories without you. They're going to experience holiday things that you're not going to be a part of. So I think during that time when you don't have your child, and it can be really hard and you can definitely feel left out and sad, it's important to celebrate yourself too. That doesn't mean like going out and making memories without the child that's at the other family, but like take time for yourself. Have like a special holiday bath, or bake cookies, or wrap gifts, because you can't always do that when your 2-year-old's around. Go holiday shopping, do something for you during that time, and it really does help Santa Claus gives you presents. Yes, this year Santa Claus is going to bring presents. Make sure to take that time for yourself and to try not to get too down, because I've been there. It's really hard to step back and recognize that you don't have what you envisioned probably when you initially had your child for the holidays. So it can be sad sometimes, but using that time to kind of celebrate for yourself and do things for you, and making sure that you're staying happy so your child can stay happy is really important. A big part of this, the really big way that I maintain happiness even though I feel left out of some of her holiday experiences, is that I realize that my child has twice the Christmases, and that just means twice the love. Like, yes, she has love from 2 separate places, and I'm not always a part of giving that love to her like I wish I could be, but at the end of the day, it's a good thing for my child. She is happy, she is loved, she is adored by 2 separate families, and it's a bummer that we can't be one family anymore, but at the end of the day, it's my child's happiness that comes first, and I'm gonna have 18 Christmases until she's an adult, and it probably starts to mean a little less at that point. I try to remind myself that this isn't just about me. This is her childhood. She gets one childhood, and I want to make it as special and happy as possible. So the more that I'm stressing out, the more that I'm angry or sad or upset, that's taking away from her. It's not just making me miserable. It's making her Christmas less special. And I don't want to be a part of that. I don't want to do that to my daughter. So I really do take that extra step to make sure, one, I'm taking care of myself, I'm celebrating, but also I'm doing all of these things to make sure that the transition between the 2 Christmases goes as smoothly as possible and everyone is having a good time. As the primary caretaker, it is my responsibility to make sure that both sides are involved in the holidays, to make sure that I'm communicating what my daughter wants and how to make the traditions and gifts go as smoothly as possible on both sides, and to make sure that it's special for her, but also special for them, but also special for me. And yeah, it does add an extra chip on your shoulder when you're a single parent and the holidays are already stressful enough, and you have money stress and time stress, and you have to do this and that and wrap gifts and 1,000 things going on. It can be really difficult to add on that extra task of making sure 2 Christmases go as planned. But at the end of the day, it's about your kiddo. Your kiddo only has such a little childhood. And for me, holidays were such a special and beautiful part of my childhood, and I wanted that to be the same for my daughter. So that's why I really do try to extend myself. And at the end, I'm exhausted. Yes, I'm tired. I'm kind of glad that it's done at that point. But at the same time, I have stressed less because I have put in that extra effort, which you think initially would cause more stress, more effort, more stress, but that's not the case. It actually avoids stress. It makes it go easier, it makes it go happier, and it makes sure that everyone is having a wonderful time, most of all, my daughter. So those are the ways that I make 2 Christmases a little less stressful, and I'm gonna be making a few more videos about Charlotte's 2 Christmases. I do plan on kind of doing a vlog of them this year. We'll see how that goes. Hopefully it goes okay, but either way, she's up. She just woke up. She needs some breakfast. So we're gonna get on that, make some toast and some eggs. And I hope you guys are having a beautiful morning. It's really chilly here right now, so I'm not sure what our plans are for the rest of the day. But as always, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.